Welcome. Today we have a bit of odd items that, excuse me, we've been working on and getting ready to button up. Short a few items to finalize, but yeah. So we'll just go over what we've done and found, and what we can do to improve. Have some Cerwin Vegas. It's the VPAS 6.8 6x8 woofer. That's what that's for. And we have the VPAS 12. Supposedly a 12-inch woofer in here, they say. They list it as a 12-inch. So why wouldn't one think that? It's a 10-inch. And then it has a a passive, like a 2-inch. That's the length. We'll show that when we dig some stuff out. Interesting is between the two, pretty solid. I got the hardware here. Changed that all over to red on both. Actually looks kind of slick on the Cerwin. But inside was one, and then the same exact size in this one. So they kind of cheesed out there. Number one on the size of the woofer that they say is 12, and the same sizes in here. So I'm actually going to use both these in here, and we'll end up polishing this one up with the old famous Acoustic stuff. So I need to order more of that. I placed the order, so we'll go get it here. Well, I found a much better deal on it. 5 pounds for roughly $60. So on Amazon it's like 85. For a pound it's like 25 on Amazon. Stuff's like $15 a pound, 12 to 15 depending on where you can find it. So yes, so inside we've used quite a few items. Again, these are from the factory. One was in each, and I'm going to use both in this one when we put it all buttoned up. But we did wrap the wiring. It's called Quiet Tape, another Hush Mat product. It almost looks like a roll of like adhesive foam, but it works really good. And again, personal preference. Just kind of a look at what exactly it is. So I just peel that off and wrap it around the wires. Just to help with anything annoying. So on the little guy, we use some boom mat and just a little kit. Speaker upgrade kit, it says, vibration. So these are cast aluminum housings. Nothing wrong with that. But can be a little tingy. So we put some of that inside. As you can see, we wrap that's the boom mat stuff here, all the way around. Of course, put the red hardware on there for the screen as well. So that's on the base of this one. You see the boom mat on the sides. Just coincidence. This is to wrap like speakers. It's a SoundSkins product. If you haven't heard of them. So they call it speaker rings. It's pretty neat stuff. It's got a 3M adhesive on the back, but here's what it looks like. And so you could wrap that around, you know, your speakers and make a, you know, a solid, I don't want to say connection, but I suppose that's kind of what it is. So, and we ended up putting that along all the sides, the exception of the panel there, because you need to access that from the inside. So, yeah. So pretty neat. And that's a 6x8 subwoofer. They claim 100 watts on this. You know, it's built in. This is a, you know, built-in amp, whatever. Really ain't much of an amp, but I guess I've never, you know, quite tore something like this apart. So it had me fooled for a minute. I don't know, it comes apart. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. It should pop right off. It didn't. And I looked and I looked, and it's got a screw from the bottom to the subwoofer, hidden by the on the bigger one. Let's top that off. Yeah, that was on the back of the case, covering that screw. So once I figured that out, boy, she came apart like, you know, she couldn't fall apart easy enough. So what do you do? What do you do? I learned something. Now this one we used a SoundSkins product. It's more of a, it's got some butyl in it, of also foil, and a foam. So I mean, all inclusive, not cheap, but that's what's running the gamut inside here. Again, here's the you know, the speaker ring product again going along the side, and yeah, let's. We talked about the goof stuff there. We can see this little passive that they got in here. I added this little foam for when we put it together. I don't know. This one I put on the speaker, and this one I put on the grate. I don't know. See which one's better. So, yeah, there's your passive down here. So that's what that is. Yeah. So again, you know, passive is just a dummy subwoofer that when the main one comes up, you know, that one comes in from underneath, you know, and this one pushes down, then that pushes out. So they work together. So we'll see what it brings to the table. And so taking, both those and sticking them in the, you know, 6x8, you know, I'm going to fill this with the acoustic stuff around. So already just rock it up. Now I did also spray these with boom mat spray on. I say road noise, enhanced audio, dampened vibrations. Yeah, I just sprayed a coat over. Again, it's an aluminum, you know, case before I butyled it. So I think it made a difference. Hey, this one I think got some areas you can still see better. So here, yeah, so it's kind of like these little pockets. And again, it was all just raw aluminum. And sprayed it with the boom mat first before we applied the SoundSkins to help with that. So it made a huge difference so far. So so that's that. I will touch on one more, since we're really enhancing on the red hardware. The whole fact behind the red hardware, I'll put this down over here for a second. Okay. Yes. Again, I'm not claiming to come up with anything, right? I'm showing people what they can do. I don't claim I love to hear new ideas, other ways of doing things. And, I was looking at amp racks, and I just didn't like anything out there. I seen some people using, a strictly threaded rod through, and and that looked really not like something I wanted to do. So I did some research, and I came up with this. If somebody else has done it, then I didn't come up with it. But I didn't see it anywhere, and that's what goes with all this stuff. It's personal preferences that I put into builds and put out. So yeah, I think so far it's turned out pretty good. These are two of the 1000s, along with a 1500, and we'll have another 15 on top, 100 watt. So these are all the T series. This will have 9 amps total. We'll get into all that stuff later, but since we were touching on the red hardware, I wanted to just add where it stems from, and it really comes out of the amps. And these are under seat mounts. I'm gonna take that to exactly what it says, and I'm gonna really mount it under the seat itself, I hope. So I do have the passenger seat out. That's a Jeep, and it's got this huge pocket in it, or a seat that lifts up and it's got storage. So the smaller one's probably gonna go on that side. I don't know if it's feasible, what I just said. I think it would be neat though to actually have it and nothing on the floor underneath the seat. So we found these those kind of handy here. Okay, there's all kinds of stuff going on. So this is it's gonna mount under your seat, and the bolts that I'm not exactly sure quite how it says, probably something like that. Yeah, you see it's for a Jeep. So and this is for an umbrella holder. So yeah, maybe a little compact umbrella in there, and whip that up, take your umbrella. I don't know, I'm thinking Red Bulls myself, but we'll see. Just another idea there. So even if these end up mounting under the seat, there's still plenty of room. These would face out the rear. They get to the dials, and this would be on the front of it. So front by your legs. So yeah. All right. Well, once again, we're over time. I try and keep these 10 to 12 minutes. Keep in mind, again, these are can-dos, not how-tos. And appreciate any comments or ideas that anybody else has out there. Thanks.